Welcome back to Energy Media, y'all. Today's video is going to be a little bit different, as you can see from the title and thumbnail of this video. We're going to be talking about Coyote swapping Titan 2 valve. We're going to talk about kind of what the thought is on it, kind of what my thought is on Coyote swapping it, and really the whole process of what's the plan for it throughout these couple years that I'm doing this build. Like, one of the things I am kind of really been shaking and kind of going back and forth with is, do I want to Coyote swap the car? And that's something big. That's something that's been on my mind since the moment I got it. Like, everyone that has one of these, that's the first thing that comes to your mind. That's one of the things that when you're talking about supercharging it, when you're talking about turbocharging it, that's on the back end too. That's one of those things that's like, well, if I put that much money, if I'm putting $5,000-$6,000 into a supercharger, turbocharger, like, why wouldn't I just kind of save up a little bit more money and end up Coyote swapping its NA, and then I can add on power from there, and sky's the limit after you Coyote swap it. And so for me, it's kind of a big decision. It's like, okay, am I going to Coyote swap Titan 2 valve? Because at the end of the day, if that's the plan, that's what I want to do, am I going to chase after power now? Am I going to be adding performance mods now that in the long run I'm going to end up not using because I do Coyote swap the car? So that's something that's been big on my mind. That's something I've kind of been going back and forth with. Like, do I supercharge the car? Do I end up like just starting to modify it power wise to get it ready for a supercharger, or should I hold off and wait to Coyote swap it? So that's been something big on my mind, and kind of the things that I've been going back and forth with is obviously the cost. The cost is going to be huge. Like, Coyote swapping this car is gonna take some money. Like, I can go cheaper, but at the end of the day, it's gonna cost far more than supercharging it. And my thoughts on supercharging it, kind of one of the superchargers I had in mind was a Kenny Bell. And Kenny Bell, I pronounce it Kenny Bell. I don't know if it's Ken Bell or Kenny Bell. I think it's Kenny Bell. But one of the big things that have been on my mind with that is, okay, I don't want to get the 2.1 kind of smaller one. No, I want to kind of go for the 2.8, 3.2 liter supercharger, and that's going to be making a lot of power. So I have to build out a motor for that. Like, I can't just slap a 2.8 or 3.2 supercharger on this stock motor and hope that it's gonna kind of stay together. No, I'm gonna have to put money into it. I'm gonna have to build out the entire bottom end and new rods, new pistons, a crankshaft. So it's like, if I'm gonna put all that money into it, I might as well just Coyote swap it. And at the end of the day, like, kind of what I've been shuffling with as well is like, okay, I have an older car. It's a 2003, and the big thought on my mind is, like, supercharging it keeps it at those old roots. Like, it's still 2-valve motor. Like, it's still doing a good amount of power. Like, it'd be doing a decent amount of power, a respectable amount of power. But if I want it to go like big, and I want it to do big, I do have to kind of build out a bottom end and build a new block and do all that bunch of stuff. So it's something that's been big on my mind, but I am leaning towards Coyote swapping it. Every now and then I kind of go back and forth, and I'm like, no, I want to supercharge it, and then I'm like, no, I want to Coyote swap it. But I really think that Coyote swapping it is the best way to go, especially if you're looking for power. Like, for me, that's what I want. I want to dog this thing. I want to have fun with it. I want to enjoy it. And at the end of the day, me Coyote swapping it is going to be probably the safest way to do it, because I'm not going to be sitting here trying to make a 2-valve engine have insane power, and I'm not going to, if I do swap the motor, I'm going to do a Coyote. I'm not going to do a 4-valve. I'm going to go big. I'm going to go Coyote, and I'm going to enjoy that. And when I think about it, it's like, not many people have New Edge Mustang that's Coyote swapped. There's a couple people here on YouTube that do. Maybe, like, from what I've seen, like 3 or 4 maybe. But that's a very niche kind of group, and I've seen way more people supercharge them. And at the end of the day, I bought this car because of the body style. I bought this car because of the way it looks, because of the way it feels, not just riding wise, but the way that the car makes me feel. When I'm in it, I feel like I'm in something that's nice, that's older, that's been taken care of, especially this one that the previous owner took so much care of it. And so for me, Coyote swapping it would be like, okay, I still have that old feel. Like, I still have that old school feel of the car, of the body style, but I still have that new school power. I still have a good platform as well to kind of build upon. A Coyote engine is anywhere from like the Gen 1s to Gen 3s, depending on which one I choose, are anywhere from like 390 to 420 horsepower, and that's like double of what this thing does right now. And so that's already something that I would have fun with for a while. That's already something I would enjoy for a while. Do a couple bolt-ons for a little bit and then add a supercharger. And the thing is, like, if I stay with this engine, yeah, there's kits for it, and there's options I can do that make it easier for me to have more of a range of superchargers and stuff like that. Like, I don't have to just settle for the Ken Bell or like a Pro Charger, VMP charger, something like that. But there's kits that'll make it to where I can use any supercharger that is available for the Cobra. It mounts right on top of the heads, and then it's kind of, it makes it so that I can still use a supercharger that's available for the Cobra. But there's so many, and that's the thing that I love, there's so many just for the Coyote. Like, the Coyote engine has so many options that you can do, and so many things, and so many superchargers, so many turbo kits that companies have made for it. We're kind of like, for me, like, and especially where I want to go with this build, it's like, for me, I want to have as many options as I can to make a best decision that I can for what I want the car to be. Again, I want this car, I want to dog it, I want to have fun with it, I want to take it to the track, I want to go drag racing with it and stuff like that, and that's the route I want to go. So for me personally, I'm gonna end up in not the near future, but I'm gonna end up kind of, the plan is to Coyote swap the car eventually again. So for right now, the kind of modifications that you will be seeing on the car is I'll still get an exhaust. I might still do an intake just to have what I have right now maybe sound better. It'll give it a couple more horsepower. But for what I have right now, you're going to see a lot more kind of suspension work, stuff that's under the body. A lot more stuff that's going to make the ride comfortable, and going to make, not the ride comfortable in a sense, but going to make the ride ready for that power. A lot of people, and I've seen and I've heard even as advice to me, like, a lot of people add so much performance to an engine before they even get the car ready for it. And then that's when things break down, that's when transmission goes. So I want to get the car ready for a Coyote swap. I want to get the car within the next couple years ready for a nice Coyote swap to go in this and have a good time with it and enjoy it, because not only will I have the power, but I'll have all the suspension to be able to handle that power. So again, like I said, for me, and I really want to know what you guys think. So if you guys check out this video, if you guys see this video, put down in the comments what y'all think. I really want to know, because at the end of the day, like I said, like, I've been going back and forth. One day I'm Coyote swapping it, the next day, no, I want to supercharge it, and I want to throw cams in it, and that's stuff that for me, at least right now, seems enticing for me to do this car, because I do want to enjoy it. I do want to enjoy the car, but again, in the future, I do want to Coyote swap it because that's something that I've been wanting to do, and that's something that kind of makes sense for me and kind of makes sense for what I want the car to be and what I want the car to do. And so let me know down in the comments what you guys think. I really want to know. I'll be down in the comments the first hour of this video. So again, remember, like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, and share it to someone. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.